So I started Kreyol Essence like a good millennial. First I cried, and then I called my mom and I said, "What's that oil you used when I was growing up that solved all of our problems?"
Next in the tank is an island's best-kept secret for skincare.
My name is Yve Car Momperousse. We are seeking $400,000 for 10% of our company, Kreyol Essence.
What were your main crises?
So I would say there was always that feeling of guilt. So we constantly had to say, no, we can't make it to friends and family. And that's the first emotional hurdle that you have to get over.
Was there any point that you thought that you want to give up the school to pursue this venture?
I knew if I did not finish school, I would never go back. But people always say, but enjoy your journey, enjoy the journey. And I always want to give them the middle finger, but it really is about enjoying the journey because it's so freaking long.
If you would go back today to Shark Tank, what would you do differently?
I like that question. There is a question that Mark Cuban asked me behind the scenes that I did not have the answer for. And I was pissed. I actually left Shark Tank crying, even though it was a good outcome. So that's one thing I would have done is forget the set.
Is it okay if I ask what that question was? Hey, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing great. So today we're starting our first podcast with StartWise, which eventually the podcast is meant for entrepreneurs, founders, CEOs, people that have already been in the industry for a long time and they are looking to learn, develop, and getting better at what they do. But also, and the main thing is people are just getting started and people that need this professional help and need people like you to help them and to make them understand what it's like to be a founder. So we're going to talk about a few different things today. We're going to talk, first of all, about your brand, how you got started, what made you to start this brand, and also a few differences between how the brand was 8 years ago. So for people that don't know, usually businesses, and especially startups, they're not lasting more than 2 to 3 years.
Yep.
And it's very hard to be consistent. It's very hard to make a brand grow, to make, putting even sales aside, to handle everything that has to do with marketing, with branding, making your team intact. So keeping your team as a family, which you know that's something that you are very good at. So we're going to talk about that too. My first question is going to start with the origin.
Sure. So one, I think it's so amazing that you've decided to have this podcast and to provide people with information on how they can grow, scale, and really impact their lives and their community. I wish there were more podcasts when I started the business 11 years ago, because that's one of the make or breaks for a business is what knowledge are you consuming and how are you informing your next best steps. So I started Kreyol Essence, which is the name of the brand, after having what I call a hair catastrophe. I was going to an event. I wanted to look my best because I was in the market for a husband. So I asked my hairdresser to straighten my hair, which she did. My hair looked great. I went to the event. I found a husband. But when I washed my hair the next day, it all fell out. So like a good millennial, first I cried. And then I called my mom and I said, "What's that oil you used when I was growing up that solved all of our problems?" And she's like, "Oh, huile masquiti," which is what we know here in the US as Haitian castor oil. I ran to the stores in Philadelphia. I was at the University of Pennsylvania. So I said, surely I'm going to find, this product because it's a diverse community. But everything I found on shelves had hexane, they had bleach, they had other additives. It's just not the oil that I grew up with. So I asked my mom to send me some from her immigrant stash. And these are, items that you can't get readily available in the US. And when she did, I got a bottle of rum with tape all over it with the oil inside. And I jokingly said, I should start a business out of this. Because how is it that a product that we know works, it's been in our culture for generations, that when you want to find it, you get it in a rum bottle with tape. And that is actually one of the reasons why I wanted to start Kreyol Essence, because not only did I have a challenge with my hair and I found it challenging to find the product, but also when I talked to my mom around the back end of the business, how we would start it, who would be impacted, the fact that we would have to work with farmers to make the castor seeds, the fact that women are the ones who have the knowledge and the tradition of making the oil. So our entire factory has